Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the Generational Wrestling Podcast. As always, it's yours truly, the 28-year-old piece of gold, the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He is the flyest in the room, Mr. 123. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka King Two Code in the building. Brother, what's going on?
Man, oh man, dude, I'm pumped today, man. We got the queen back. The queen is back, and she is back as your new Impact Women's World Champion, Knockouts Champion, and I'm just excited, man. Let's go, man.
All right, well, with that being said, she is your new knockout champion, two-time knockout champion, first ever Queen of the Mountain, first ever digital media champion, former knockouts tag team champion. Jordynne, thank you for joining us once again on the GOW. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's get right into it. What a crazy year and a half, 2 years it's been for you. Again,
Man.
coming off a Slammiversary, 20 years of Impact Wrestling. You are again the Knockouts champion. Talk about that night when you first walked into the building and you realized, hey, this is the 20th anniversary, first ever. What was going through your mind when you found out that you were going to actually be the one coming out as the champion?
Man, to be completely honest with you, I was not even thinking about that, to be honest. I wasn't focused on that. I was focused on how nervous I was for this match, how anxious for it to be good. Obviously, as women, we have like an added pressure of, it being the first time ever for the knockouts for this Queen of the Mountain match. We had so much pressure to deliver. So honestly, that's the main thing I was thinking about. It honestly hasn't even set in because this entire weekend and the past few days have just been a whirlwind. So hopefully I get to relax and kind of just lay back and enjoy it a little bit finally this weekend.
Well, speaking of getting to enjoy it, you said in the interview a few days ago, you didn't really feel like the first time when you won it, you got your due because obviously right after you won it, you had the pandemic. Now, hopefully moving forward, fingers crossed, you get to defend it all over the place in front of live crowds. Emotionally, how does that make you feel knowing that this time around you get to do what you couldn't do before?
I feel so happy because I feel like this time it's going to be right. If that makes sense to you, it's gonna feel right. My first defense is actually coming up next week, and it's where I live right now, where I'm calling home, Atlanta, Georgia, at Center Stage. My first defense is going to be in front of fans, which is awesome in and of itself. But it's also at my favorite wrestling venue in the United States, which is Center Stage. I don't know if you guys have ever been there or not, but it's incredible.
Too cold.
Okay, so you had this Queen of the Mountain match. Y'all had the first Ultimate X match. Like just those experiences, being able to to be involved in them first and foremost, because you're one of two. Both of them. What was the experience like, just compared to that one to this one?
Oh, compared to the Ultimate X match?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I went into it thinking it was going to be similar, but it ended up being completely different. That one I feel like I had more to study, more physical preparation, and this one I had to mentally prepare for it. I had to study. They've only had 12 King of the Mountain matches just in Impact
Right.
Wrestling history, so I had to study those matches and learn all the rules and figure out what kind of story we were going to tell. And I wasn't so much worried about the physical aspect of it because with Ultimate X, obviously you got to be strong enough to hang from that thing, and
Right.
getting up there is one of the hardest parts, especially because I'm 5'2". So that was hard. Some guys can literally stand on the top turnbuckle and jump to it, and I was like, "There's absolutely no way I could do that. I'm gonna have to climb this thing." So it was a completely different experience.
Oh, awesome. Go ahead, Franchise.
Okay, so speaking of being the first ever, with you being so young, you've already been to so many first evers, right? First ever digital media champion, first ever Queen of the Mountain, first ever knockouts, Ultimate X match. With you being so young, and then you put up a tweet. You and Josh Alexander collectively have held every single championship there is to hold in Impact Wrestling. With you again being so young, having so much success, what else is there left for Jordynne Grace to accomplish either in Impact or wrestling altogether?
Oh, one of my biggest goals before one of the other is going to happen. Either I'm going to leave Impact or I'm going to retire. We'll see which one happens first. But one of my biggest goals is to be the first person in history, man or woman, to hold all the titles at Impact. So I would have to win the X Division, the World Title, and then the Tag Team Championships. So, but that's
Mm.
the biggest goal. I want to be the first person to ever do that.
Well, it's funny you said that because speaking of Josh Alexander, we just had him on a week ago. He had nothing but praise for people like you and Chris Bay. So let's check out what he had to say about yours truly.
Man, honestly, last thing, look, kind of little, it's kind of a jokey question, but if by chance, if Jordan Grace ever gets that opportunity to face for the world championship and you're the champion, I don't see you losing it no time soon. Can
Uh-huh.
we expect to see a main event match?
Hell yeah, man. I'm not going to treat anybody any differently. We need
I like it.
equality. And like, if Jordan Grace wants to step up blow for blow, I mean, I might get my ass kicked, but I'm ready, man.
So with that being said, Jordynne, hey, Josh, you put it out there. You said you want to be the first ever. Hey, can we expect to see a challenge coming sooner or later?
I mean, obviously, I have to focus on the knockouts division right now, but eventually, if that ever lets up, I would definitely love to wrestle Josh for the world title. He is by far one of the hardest workers at Impact Wrestling. We actually go to the gym together pretty much every single loop. So he definitely motivates me to be a better athlete and a better wrestler, and I would absolutely love to wrestle him.
We'd love to see it too, Cole.
With you winning the championship and you now having faces like Mia Yim and a few others that are new to the company are coming in, and plus with Peraza and Mickey James still there, who is that person you are most forward looking to? Who's that person you're looking forward to fighting the most? Like you're like you are that person. You're that first person I want to go up against.
Oh man, all the knockouts are just incredible to me. But to be completely honest, Deonna Purrazzo is my favorite opponent in general, Impact and out of Impact. So obviously, I would love to wrestle her again for the title. But someone that it's been so long since I wrestled her the first time, I wrestled her 7 years ago, is Mia Yim before she got signed. And before I really came into my own as a wrestler myself. So she's someone I would definitely love to have another opportunity with.
Awesome. Go ahead, Francesca.
Speaking of Mia Yim, this picture of you, Mia, Deanna, Chelsea Green, of course, Tasha Steeles. Many people on Twitter and the internet are calling you women with Eddie Guerrero and with the SmackDown 6 West at WWE years ago, and how you 5 women, not just you 5, but you have really been kind of the focal points as of late and building up the Impact Knockouts roster, right? How does that make you feel to see people putting such classic names like Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, and saying that these women could possibly be that and are on their way to being that in this current generation, but for the women's side and wrestling as a whole?
It's really crazy to hear that, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. I mean, it's the names that they're listing. I'm just like, there's no way we'll ever be as good as them, right? Because they're incredible. We can work as hard as we want forever to be as good as them, but I just hope that we don't let people down. Like that's one of the main things.
Too cold.
How's the dog been? How's your dog been? I know the last time we did an interview, he wanted to make sure he was a part of the show. How has he been?
I have 4. I have 4 now.
Yeah, four. Oh, wow. Ooh, wow. Okay. So they tearing up your house right now.
Oh, well, hopefully not. The French Bulldog has settled down quite a bit. They're all downstairs right now. Probably sleeping, to be honest. They all play together constantly, so they tire each other out now, which is awesome for me. So probably just downstairs chilling, eating food, hanging out.
But with the 20-year anniversary and everything going on, man, how was it just to see some of the past people, come in and just pay that homage to you guys and all the work that's been put in?
It was awesome. There were a lot of people that we missed there, obviously, but people who did come in, it was so cool to have them there. Like, I wish we could have them there every time. They're such a big part of Impact Wrestling history, and it was so cool to have everybody there that we did have.
Awesome. Yeah, it was. Go ahead, man.
All right. We last talked. You said one of the things you wanted to do is if you could get Gail out of retirement for one last match, is that still something? Now that you are the champion again, can't nobody tell you nothing. Is that still one goal that you have? Getting Gail back in the ring one more time?
Man, I would love that. I literally every single time I see her, I'm like, so when are we gonna have a match? But fingers crossed, I would absolutely love to wrestle her again. I feel like we would just kill it. So yeah, definitely something I'm pushing for.
I think the crop of women that you guys have now would definitely entice her to maybe like, you know what, man, there's too many good talented women here for me not to want to get into the ring with. It's like I know I know me and her could tear it up. I know me and her like
Yeah.
I have a feeling she's got that bug, but she wants to remain, behind the scenes.
And she can still go. Like, I don't know why she
Um,
acts like she can't do anything. She'll like be agenting our matches or whatever, and she'll be like, no, do it like this, and she'll do something just perfectly. I'm like, why are you playing around right now? Like, why are you acting like you can't wrestle anymore? I don't understand.
She might need a little bump in the right direction. Okay, now
you
you brought
know,
up earlier that you're going to be defending your championship next week in Atlanta at Against All Odds. Any other matches so far that's been announced that you're looking forward to see outside of your own?
Oh, at Against All Odds,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward, obviously, to watching Josh Alexander and Joe Doran wrestle. I think that's going to be really, really good to see, because Joe is just gigantic. So I think they described it in the last match as Josh was chopping down a tree, and I think that's a good description. I actually don't remember what else they've announced right now, but I'm definitely excited to see Mike Bailey defend his X Division championship for the first time. He's fucking amazing. So that's gonna whoever he wrestles. I don't know if they've announced the match yet, but it's gonna be incredible.
Speaking of Mike Bailey, speaking to Josh, speaking to yourself, seeing all this homegrown talent, all this love, right? Because for years, it was let's pull what we can get from established names for other companies. Now they're giving you guys the ball, and it's like, hey, it's yours. Take it. How does that make you feel as a performer? Just know you still got veterans from other, walks of life who've done their thing before and come here, but to see that they're trusting you guys to go out here from the ground up and to trust you and to see what 6 months in a row right now for the whole 2022, you guys are undefeated, top to bottom in the pay-per-view cards. Like, no one has a bad thing to say
quality,
in 2022.
quality, lots and lots of quality.
It feels so good, and honestly, I cannot remember the last time that Impact has had a bad pay-per-view. I
Yes.
feel like we don't have it in us to do that anymore. There's too many incredible wrestlers, incredible underrated wrestlers. And yeah, maybe we don't have, the old WWE names that people rely on so much, but we grow our own stars here. And I think that's really, really important to do as a company. So at this last taping, they didn't really rely on, a lot of, obviously it was the 20th anniversary, so they brought back some faces, but they didn't have any new signings. They didn't bring any ex WWE guys really. So I feel like they're giving us the ball to run with as performers. And like you just said, we're the homegrown talent now. So we really have to step up and represent Impact Wrestling and get more eyes on it than ever.
Too cold.
So okay, you won the world championship. You won the world championship, women's world championship. What is Jordynne Grace looking forward to moving to moving to the future of this business? Like, where do you want to put Impact now that you're one of the heads of the forefront?
Impact is on the map right now, but I really want to draw fans' eyes to it more. Like, I feel like people are not giving Impact the chance that they deserve and the opportunity to be amazing. Like, I really feel like we always say, support small businesses and all this stuff. Like, that is what Impact is, right? Like, we're a small business. We're giving it everything we have. We're not trying to, rely on anybody. And Impact is willing to play ball with anyone. And I think that's really important in a promotion. We aren't a promotion that have like a big ego behind us. We've worked with AEW, worked with WWE, worked in New Japan. We've worked with all these different places. And I feel like as Knockouts champion, the better matches that I can have and the more quality matches that I can have, hopefully, Dave Meltzer starts actually going and rating some of these matches. And if I have like, a 4-star, 5-star women's match on one of these shows, I feel like that's going to draw more eyes to Impact so that they can watch my match, not only my match, but they can go back and watch the entire show and just see how incredible Impact is now.
Is there that you can talk about? Are there any dates for you to go and wrestle in some of the other companies as the champion? Just kind of put, like you said, get those extra eyes on you.
Are you talking about obviously the bigger promotions, right?
Right. Yeah. Other promotions, yeah, obviously.
So no, unfortunately, nothing plain like that. The Forbidden Door, there's a lot of politics involved in that,
Right.
and fortunately, I think a lot of the time Impact got the short end of the stick. So it's not
Okay.
that
Okay.
Impact won't do it. It just has to be the right situation, and you definitely can't have a champion going and losing, right?
Oh
Yeah.
well, no. Like I said, you. Of course, you're going to showcase. I mean, you big mommy. You big mommy pump. You're going to showcase. You're not going to be losing nothing. No, but just curious.
Talking about getting on the bigger stage, because and I've said this before, and I say it again just to reiterate. Impact Wrestling, as every company, has went through their laws, but now it's back on the uptick. But to me, what drew me back in 2017, specifically that year, was once again the Knockouts division, right? Because the Knockouts division was always a constant Impact, even from the beginning. Even when you had the bra and panties era of the WWE and the Divas era and everything, Impact was always that company to me that I feel like showcased their women on an equal or as much of an equal playing field at that time as the men. So with that being said, as Tuco said, with you being in the forefront, what do you think it would take for Impact to hit that quote unquote mainstream status?
Man, I talk to the people about this all the time, and we don't know what it's going to be. Like we have no idea how to get more eyes on us, because we are putting out the best product we possibly can,
Absolutely,
right?
yes.
And you would think that that's enough, but it's not enough. So honestly, I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know what it's going to take for Impact to just for people to just give Impact that chance that we need. I just feel like if we stay consistent and keep doing these incredible pay-per-views and never having a bad pay-per-view really, and keep putting on this product, then eventually, hopefully, it would make sense for fans to start watching us. But you never know. People are diehard AEW fans, diehard WWE fans. And
Yeah.
they just need to take a look at one of our shows and just give something else a chance.
Tuco.
Just curiosity, has Big Papa Pump given you a holler since you won the championship? And just give a shout out to the Big Mommy Pump.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know what's happening. I don't think he watches wrestling really. Like in general, I don't know. He's just living his life, and he probably has no idea what even happened this weekend.
We're gonna have to put that out there, man. You have to give a shout out, man. Give some respect. But I have nothing else to ask. I just enjoy that you took the time out, to talk with us, and we know once again, man, we got so happy to see that you won, because last time we talked, you were winning the internet championship,
The digital media.
The digital media. I'm sorry, the digital media championship, and now you're the knockout women's champion. So it's like, and then watching you smack around Matt Cardona like I enjoy seeing you do. It is just awesome to see you doing what you say you want to do, and you're doing, and you're looking great doing it, and you're bringing those eyes. They'll come. Those eyes will come.
Fingers crossed. We really hope so.
All right, really quick before we wrap up, I got two more things for you. One, where can the people find these Queen of the Mountain shirts?
Yeah.
They can find the crop top and the regular t-shirt on my website, JordynneGraceWrestler.com, and they're available in 10 different colors, so you don't have to settle for the regular black if you don't want to. But yeah, you can craft merchandise, stuff like that over my website, JordynneGraceWrestler.com.
All right, two final things. One, plug in your social medias. Where can the people find Miss Jordynne Grace?
They can find me Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all pretty much under the same handle, at Jordynne Grace, JORDYNNE. And it's spelled right here, so y'all have no excuse to spell it wrong.
And last but not least, Against All Odds, July 1st, Atlanta, Georgia. If the people want to come to it, if the people want to watch it, where can they find tickets? How can they buy the product?
Oh, they can walk up, obviously, but the best place to do it is at impactwrestling.com. And you can find the address there, all that. It's going to be at Center Stage, my favorite place in the United States to wrestle. So hopefully I see a ton of people there.
All right, Jordynne, well, like I said before the show, just hang tight for 1 second once we wrap up. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the Generation Wrestling Podcast. I'm the 28-year-old piece of gold. He's Tuco, and she is your two-time knockout champion. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye, guys.